Hey everybody, Aaron Blaise here. It is Tuesday, August. What is it? I always do this.
It's a day.
August 6th.
August 6th.
We're almost 1 week into the month. And we had an amazing weekend. You know, for the last couple of months, I've been advertising the heck out of our master class. Well, here it is. Oh, right there. There it is. That was our master class this weekend. And man, what a turnout we had. We had so much fun. I didn't want it to end. We made a lot of new great friends. The theater was beautiful. Everything went off without a hitch, and I made a lot of new great friends. So if you missed it, don't worry. We're going to do it again because it was so successful, so much fun. We've decided that we want to start making it an annual event, at least annual, maybe even twice a year. I'm not sure.
At least.
But it was great. It was really awesome. I want to thank Dustin and Vedanta and Steven and Nick and everybody that really pulled this together because for me it just took a lot of the load off, and all I had to do was show up and do the only thing that I know how to do, which is draw.
I gotta say though, in this group photo, every time I see it, my legs start hurting because
Oh,
I had to set the
down.
tripod in the stands and set up a 10-second timer, and I had to run down the stairs to get into the photo.
Yeah.
And in that particular shot, I was still getting ready, and so I ended up doing the T-Rex by accident. You see that?
Yeah. But like I said, it was a great turnout, and I talked about my career on the first day and kind of all the twists and turns, persistence of vision, I call it.
Whoops.
Oh, Dustin's got a new message standing by.
My mistake. Sorry about that. Go ahead.
And then after that, what did I talk about? I talked about character design after that, and we spent a couple of hours actually designing a character from a novel that I really like, and then that took us to the end of the day, I think, because that was, we did character. Oh no, then I did animation.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and
but it was almost not animation because you forgot your.
yeah, I forgot my animation dongle.
Luckily,
But
Nick came in and saved the day.
Nick saved the day. And then the following day, I did the first half of the day, we talked about story and story structure. And then I pitched a movie that I had worked on in the past. And then we went right into animal drawing and creature design. And that was fun. So today, I thought it would be fun to take that creature that we started to work on. And I wanted to take it further and maybe even do a new image with it, but I was liking how it was coming out. We were coming up with this kind of undersea. You got it? Yeah.
Just moved
We're
it.
coming up with this undersea. Let me pull it up here. Kind of a mix between a deep sea fish and a squid, an octopus, all kind of rolled into one, and we were having some fun with that. So I wanted it to be something that was completely new. But if you saw it, you go, "Oh yeah, that could be here on Earth." It's kind of a neat creature. So anyway, but I want to talk about our back to school sale. We've got a brand new sale coming up.
Whoops.
There we go.
Apparently, it's not. I thought I had it set up, but it's not.
Oh, is it in the wrong spot?
It's in the wrong spot. I need the mouse.
Okay. It's all right.
Sorry,
while-
everybody, we're having some technical difficulties.
That's okay. So while Dustin's doing that, I want to tell you about our back to school sale. So all you guys going back
There
to
it is.
school, back to college, there it is. That's our streaming option. But our back to school sale it's all lessons, courses, and brushes are 25% off. Plus, teachers and students can save 50% off on our annual streaming and membership options, which are right here. And that's all at creatureartteacher.com. So once again, we have our back to school sale happening, and it's all lessons, courses, and brushes are going to be 25% off or more. Plus, students and teachers can save 50% off on our annual streaming and membership options. Okay, so go to Creature Art Teacher for that. And also, my linear perspective course is still in pre-sale. And so if you guys are interested in that, you can jump over to our website, creatureartteacher.com, and you can get that course for 40% off. It's a really good one. I've been doing linear perspective since I was 8 years old, so I've been able to kind of gather a lot of knowledge over the years, and so I'm kind of throwing a bunch in here. Dustin and we had a suggestion last week. Someone asked if we had put anything in there about reflections or shadows, and I didn't. And so we're gonna throw in another couple videos this week while he's finishing up the other ones, and we're gonna flesh that course out even more. So we're excited about that. And then also remember my brand new Photoshop brushes. Those are out right now and available, and they're actually selling like hotcakes. A lot of people are getting them. We're getting great reviews on them. It's great texture. I'm going to be using them today on this image, and so they've been going well. So I hope you guys like them. We're going to be doing more brushes in the future. Also, I want to mention someone had asked. Someone had asked last week about the fantasy creatures and that sort of thing, and I've decided I'm going to do a course on birds of prey, but I'm also going to be working on, starting next week, a brand new course on fantasy creatures, and cool. It's going to be multi volumes. So the first volume is going to be on forest creatures and the way I approached imaginary creatures of the forest. And, can you hear the thunder? Thunder and the lightning.
So, I like the thunder that you feel like in your feet.
Like we just did.
Yeah.
So we're going to be starting that next week. I'm really excited about that because first thing we're going to do is we're going to get right in the woods. So I didn't tell you that yet, Dustin. But
what?
we gotta get some waterproofing on your cameras because we're going into the swamps.
Okay.
And I'm going back to being a little kid. We're going to get dirty, and we're going to get some really good material. And so anyway, but as usual, we've got myself. I got Dustin who's sitting on to my right over here.
Hey, everybody.
And he's going to be. Ooh, you hear that one?
Oh yeah,
that's a good
one.
That's
a good one.
And
That's a keeper.
Yeah, we got a nice little thunder and lightning storm happening, so that's going to be nice. But Dustin's going to be fielding questions from Facebook, and we've got Nick Birch over in Sarasota, and he's going to be fielding questions from everyone else on all of our other platforms. Oh. Do we have a Patreon slide? We don't. That's the other thing I forgot to mention. Patreon. I've got a brand new Patreon page, and we're slowly filling up our patrons, and it's really, really cool because depending on what tier you donate to, you'll get images every week, and you can get JPEGs. At the $1 tier, if you donate $5, you get the entire Photoshop file with all the layers, so you can dissect it, see how I approached it, all kinds of stuff. And I've got thousands of images that I've done. Well, at least hundreds.
At least.
Yeah, at least 8,000. But over the last several years that we're going to be pulling from, and so if you're interested, go on over to Patreon.com/. Aaron Blaise Art, and donating to that really enables us. It frees us up to spend more time creating the art and the education and the courses and everything else that you guys are looking for. So we really appreciate it, and we really love all your support. Today on Patreon, Nick's just telling me now. Today on Patreon, because it's every Tuesday, and today's Tuesday. Today on Patreon, Nick is releasing 2 images, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get 2 for 1. So once again, go on over to Patreon /patreon.com/Aaron Blaise Art and support us, and we'll give you stuff in return. So anyway, I want to jump over to our creature. Are we on to creature?
Yes, we are. And speaking of the creature, how did you make the glow again?
Oh, the glow is easy. I made it. The color was bright yellow, and then I went in with my color dodge setting on my color dodge blend mode on my brush, and went in and made the color that I chose was really hot yellow, and just brushed over that area, and it makes it glow. And I'm going to demonstrate that again because I'm not going to stick with this image. I'm going to redraw it. And so I'm going to use this as reference, but I want to come up with something that's got a little bit more flow to it. It's a little more, I don't know, pleasing.
Very pleasing.
Question on YouTube. Hey, Aaron, have you ever done stipple art? Yes, I have.
Stipple.
I did a ton of it when I was in high school.
What is stipple?
Dots. Dot, 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 dot. Yeah.
Any TV paint files coming our way on Patreon?
Yes, there will be. We're going to be giving you some of our. There we go. We're going to be giving you some of our snow bear files as I animate.
Ooh, snow bear.
Snow bear. So yes, they will be coming up. File new.
So are you redrawing the?
Yes,
fish?
I'm going to redraw it. I like it, but I want it to be more, just a more interesting pose, interesting background. I'm going to make it a vertical. Actually, I think it'd be cooler. So.
And someone's asking, I think he's a latecomer. What's the creature today?
Well, this creature here. Let me pull it down. It's a mix. We started talking about different fish, deep sea animals in the ocean, and the idea of this fish with this beak mixed and it kind of had shark gills, but it also is kind of mixed with a squid / octopus. Ooh, that's a good thunder.
That was a good one.
The thunder. It just kind of evolved along with its own bioluminescence and all that sort of thing. So we just thought this would be kind of fun, and this is kind of the creature that started to evolve, but we didn't get a chance to really finish it, and so now I want to kind of redraw it and take the time that I need and finish it. So that's what I'm going to do. So who? Hey, 9 to 2.
And Chelsea Henry says, "Hey Aaron, Dustin, and Nick, I missed the Orlando Masterclass already. Had such a great time meeting you all."
Oh, that's great. Make sure you talk towards the mic because I'm afraid you're not going to be able to be heard over the sound of the rain.
What?
Yeah, I know. Also in the rain. Okay, so.
Raindrops are falling on my head.
Whoa. Okay, so I'm going to. I'm just going to start doing a little bit of drawing here.
Yeah, somebody says my fear right now. Hope the power doesn't go out.
Yeah.
In a storm like this, the power at my place always goes out, but it's only for it's like a surge. So it doesn't stay out for too long, but it's still one of those, like, if I'm in the middle of work. It's in stormy times like this that reminds us, save our work.
Yes. So I just want to get something that's really fluid right now. So I'm trying to find a nice fluid line.
For that creature, what are the sac funnel looking things under its body?
Those are the intakes. That's where the octopus and squid, they propel themselves through a jet propulsion. They bring water in, constrict the muscles, and use it as a jet, and the water shoots out, and that's how they get around. And so this one's a little different. We thought we would have the jet come almost like a real airplane jet, where it takes the water in like that, and then constricts it inside its body and shoots out the back.
Would be cool to see it grappling with food, like shrimp or something.
I kind of want to do it as almost like a scientific illustration. Is the way I'm thinking about it. I want it to have huge eyes because it's going to be a deep water animal.
The rain is so loud, my dogs are barking at it like crazy. Should have done a rainstorm-like type creature.
Yeah. See, I'm feeling like this isn't going to be right. So I'm going to turn this.
Man, that is heavy rain.
I know. The rain will settle down. Sorry about the noise. We can't, obviously,
We can't control the weather.
can't control the weather. Maybe that's what we do. Let me do this. Actually, I'm going to turn this off.
One of those comments. And in other news, Florida is underwater. Might as well be at this point. Alec Baumswig says, I had an amazing weekend at the masterclass and learned so much. I'm glad you're making it annual. Hopefully I can make it to the next one. P.S. Dustin, I was the guy wearing the Ein shirt on the second day.
Hey, Alec, I got your email too, so I'll be getting back to you soon.
It was really awesome meeting you, Alec, and also that shirt, again, it's awesome. Lauren Black says, draw some horrible swamp monster.
So I'm just going very loose right now. YouTube comment, you should look at a clown knife fish. It looks close to what your idea is. Well, I'll probably look at one after, because I want to make sure that I'm not doing something that already exists. I'll probably do something like that a little bit later.
Anthony Burton, retiring. I hope you had a good trip. I spoke with Dustin the other day. Regarding brushes. I have created my own set, which I am looking to sell. I have exported them, but when creating your own, do you test them in older versions of Photoshop, or is there a feature to cover backwards compatibility when exporting? Many thanks, and keep up the amazing work.
Yeah, that's actually a Nick question, because I'm not sure. I think they only go back a certain distance as far as the old software, and then after that, they I don't know that they do work. Everything I design or create, I create in the latest Photoshop, and they do go back. They are compatible for several versions back. I know that.
How long did it take you to normally design characters at Disney?
We'd usually take a couple of months before we got it down to where we liked it. Danny on YouTube asked, do you plan the composition before, or are you winging it right now? Well, I want to get this circular composition, so as far as all you can see right now is a circle. That's me winging it, but there's still there's a little bit of planning within that in there. In the sense that I just scribbled it out.
Hopefully you guys don't have killer lightning where you are, like we had yesterday in West Palm Beach, Florida. Guess there was a big storm that came through West Palm.
I guess.
I guess so.
So these are the jets. This is where the water intake comes in. And then it gets squirted out the back. Nick says that the brushes generally work for CS3 and higher. So if that helps you out.
CS3 and higher.
Yeah.
Gold check.
So keeping it rough. Keeping it rough. So I think what I want to do here is have a leg come up here on the arm. And there's the center, and then another arm here.
What is your top 5 greatest animated movies ever, unbiased?
Top 5?
Top 5.
Well, I can't
Like,
get, I don't know.
just animated in general. Like,
Bambi's my number 1. Secret of Nim is in there. I love Secret of Nim.
ooh, yeah.
Disney's Robin Hood just holds a lot of nostalgia for me. I love Robin Hood. The original Toy Story.
Oh, the very first one?
Yeah, that one holds the best. There was nothing like it. There had never been anything like it that I had ever seen, and it was just so cool to see it.
That was like the first, like, big.
Well, it was the
Big
first
CG
CG
animated
Yeah,
feature.
1995, first full-length CG film. Yep.
Yeah.
Man, help me out, Dustin. I want to get some negative space in here. Man, can I have some air?
Give me some air.
Wendy on Twitch asked, do you think everybody can learn to draw no matter what age? I do think everybody can learn to draw. Now, whether or not everyone can learn to draw well is a different question, but I think everyone can at least learn to draw with discipline, I should say, to see the world a little differently, and be able to express themselves through that. Yes.
What do you think about drawing and learning from realistic 3D models?
I think that's cool. I mean, a lot of people did drawings from sculptures in museums and things like that in the in the day, back in the day.
Back in the day.
So this guy is going to have lights along here, and lights along here.
Martin Berger writes, I watched the studio tour video with Proco and Aaron. Now I know where Nick lives. In the closet behind Aaron's desk. I laughed so hard. Nick, do the thing.
I might put an extra eye, like there's an extra light sensing organ right here. I think that's a light sensing organ. Hey Dustin, that's a light sensing organ.
What is?
That's a light sensing organ on his head. It's a light sensing organ.
Oh, cool.
Just
Good,
letting
good.
you know, there's a light sensing organ.
Awesome, good to know. I'll know what to poke at if I get bit by it.
So now that this is something I feel like this is a little better. Now I can either do it like this, or let's do this. Image, canvas size.
Stephen Marshall writes, love the event over the weekend. Do you sell the newspaper prints on the website? Haven't seen them. Do you sell the newspaper prints on the website?
Oh no, I haven't. No, not yet. We will. I think we will. Hold on. By 20. 10 by 20. No, let's do 10. 12 by 24.
Oh, fun fact. Some sharks can glow in the dark. I did not know that.
Okay, so we're going to do this. We're going to go 16 by 32. Hit OK. Bum, bum, bum. See, I think I want to go longer and let the and just really show off the length a little bit better. I think that's what I want to do. And there ain't nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing you can do about it. Does this dress make me look fat? Lauren Black asks, "What's the diameter of the perfect amount of spaghetti?"
What?
What's the diameter of the perfect amount of spaghetti?
I don't know. Let's do this at 20,
I'll say 1.
24.
I'll say 1 centimeter is the perfect diameter.
Okay. All right, there we go. This is where I'm going to keep it. Follow-up question: will there ever be a stippling stream? That's my question. Will there be a stippling stream? Probably not, because I don't do a lot of stippling now. Probably not. I'm going to grab it here. Get rid of
And it says, "Oh no, you flipped. I was trying to draw along to Aaron's piece."
Oops, I'm on the wrong layer. Alright, so let's do this. There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go. Oh yeah.
YouTube question: what do you think of the look of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? I love the look. I love the look too. I love that they decided to take a chance. Take a chance, take a chance, take a chance.
I also like the science they did behind the frames per second of each character.
Yeah, that's something they talked about in the live stream or the masterclass, wasn't it?
Yeah. Kristen Von Benson says, "Aaron, why not give the fish an antenna like the anglerfish, but like whiskers of a catfish?"
Well, that actually came up in the master class, and I don't want to have too much stuff sticking out. This guy's built for speed, and anything like that is going to be drag. All right, you know what I mean?
I think I know what you mean.
So I don't want a whole lot of drag, but I think I did like the. Someone had mentioned. Sorry, I'm having a hard time talking. Someone had mentioned adding the whiskers, like underneath.
Yeah.
Like so. I think I put lights on them because those lights could attract prey. That idea I like.
Have you guys ever been to an aquarium? I went through a shark tunnel one time years ago, and it was amazing to see the shark swimming above you.
Yes, I have at SeaWorld.
Yeah, aquariums are a lot of fun.
I love them.
There's also the
where is it? Let me see. File.
wasn't there like an aquarium sort of
Open.
place in Epcot? It was like 20,000 Leagues. Like it was based off of 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Yeah, there's a
It was like huge aquarium, like big tanks.
what was that?
Talking about the place or your file?
No, I was just thinking about an image that I pulled up. I might not be able to pull it up. It was, yeah, it was a bunch of fish that I had done. I don't know where it is right now, but it was a bunch of fish that I had drawn at the aquarium in Atlanta, which is an unbelievably cool aquarium.
Stephen Marshall suggests, how about a swordfish-like nose on him?
Sword?
Sword.
Sword.
I need a sword.
How about, but short, not super long?
Like a dagger.
Yeah, like that.
Daggerfish.
Something like these.
Like there's a swordfish, then there's a daggerfish.
Something like these.
Like these.
I like that. I think I read that you're going to be at Lightbox. Will you be speaking? Yes, I will be. I've got. I'm actually doing 4 different, either speaking or demos or whatever. 4 of them. Plus, I'm going to be doing a demo over at Proco's booth because Proco's going to be there.
Oh, he is?
Yeah, I'm doing
Awesome.
a demo for Adobe and one of their new products. Yeah. So yes, I'm doing quite a bit of stuff.
Quite a bit of stuff. Nice.
And if we have time, we're still just theorizing it right now. But if we have time, I want to do a meetup, a SketchUp or meetup at the LA Zoo, and do some animal drawing with everybody.
You guys are also going to be having your own booth at the
Yes.
box, right?
Yep. So, how many arms do we want to have? I want to have 1, 2, 3,
7.
maybe 7. 1, 2, 3. Right here.
Mariana Garcia says, "Hi Aaron, I haven't been able to join the live streams for a while, so I apologize if you've already answered this question, but are there any plans to bring your master classes to Arizona or its surroundings? Thanks."
Yes. We'll probably go to the Southern California area. So if you can make it to Southern California, namely Burbank or Pasadena, then that's probably where we will do one of our next ones.
Into Southern California?
Yes. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we're gonna put 6 arms on it.
Oh, the Living Seas at Epcot. That's what it was. Thank you.
Yeah. Twitch comment: the LA Zoo is right by my place. I'd play hooky for a zoo trip. Yeah, I love drawing at the LA Zoo.
I haven't been to the LA Zoo in a while.
So I just want to get these out here. Trying to make sure that I'm getting the arms overlapping the right way. I want that light going on the right way. Yeah, this is much better. This
Is the perspective course out?
no, the perspective course is not out yet, but the pre-order is out. So you have the ability to pre-order the perspective course at 40% off, by the way.
That's a hell of a deal.
YouTube, do you work on art in increments across several days, or do you work long periods of time in a day? Long periods of time in a day, mostly, but I work on it until it's done, so sometimes it has to take an incremental approach. This one right here, there we go. I want this one to be one of the long arms. Go.
Have you ever been invited to TED Talks?
I've done a TED Talk. Yes.
You did?
Yeah, Digital Domain, when I was at Digital Domain.
Oh, snap. I didn't know that.
Yeah. Chuck Williams and myself, we did a TED Talk on our approach to story and how we create animated movies, where we get our inspiration from.
I didn't even look at that.
Yeah. 18 minutes, man. That's all they give you. It was a TEDx talk, which is like a TED Talk Junior. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. Oh, the rain's done.
Yep. All done. Hey Aaron, where are you? When are you coming to visit Ireland again for a class?
Well, I don't know right now. We don't have anything planned. I'm not sure yet. We just got done doing a lot of European traveling, and we're probably going to take a break from it for a little while. It's killing our pocketbooks, but we'll come up with something soon.
I want to know, how would you go about simplifying this creature for animation?
I'd probably look at the number of arms. It's all line mileage, right? So you just want to look at where you can simplify the amount of line work that you have. Like in this case, I've got too many gills here. I don't like all that. It's too busy. There's a balance between adding an interest through detail and then just being too busy. There we go.
What do you say in response to college professors, etc., who tried to teach that drawing loosely with scribbly lines is a bad and impractical approach to making a drawing?
Well, there's a difference between drawing. I would agree with them if they are talking about drawing accurately as opposed to drawing loose. So you can be loose and still be accurate. A lot of people think that drawing loose just means scribbling, and it doesn't mean scribbling. I'm drawing loose right now. Okay, to me this is drawing loose when I'm not scribbling. I'm trying to be accurate with what I'm putting down. I'm trying to make it a framework for what I want to make later.
What's the longest time you spent on a single drawing?
Well, it's probably a painting. The single painting I've spent probably about a month on. Probably no longer than that. I'm not very patient when it comes to spending a lot of time on work. I don't like to spend a lot of time on work.
How'd you meet Proco for the first time?
We contacted each other. I think he may have contacted us. I think he contacted us to do a... Is that right, Nick? Did he contact us or did we contact him? I can't remember. But we just wanted to team up. And then once we did, we just became really good friends once we met up. YouTube question: did you work on any of the Hercules characters? No, I did not. I was working on Brother Bear at the time when Hercules was being done. Or was it? No, maybe I was working on Mulan. I can't remember. But no, I did not.
Hi Aaron, do you find the buttons on the Wacom pen get in the way, and how do you avoid this?
I turn them off. I do find that they get in the way sometimes, and I turn them off. You know, some people use them, some people don't. I tend not to use them. There we go. Be back again. So, we did a Beatles tour while we were in England, and for the last 2 weeks, I can't stop singing Beatles songs. So there we go. There's a rough sketch. Well, how many arms do we have? Because there's one, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need one more arm, and it's going to be coming out from here. Question: do you think tablets with display are better than ones without display? I started working this year, and I feel like my old tablet without display is kind of limiting me. Yes, I do feel like they are better. I'm working on a pen display tablet, and it's way better in my opinion. I would never go back. Can you go to my set display? The set camera, right here.
Yeah.
So this is mine. I'm working on a Wacom Cintiq 32 Pro, and it's a wonderful piece of equipment. I absolutely love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. I'm not being paid by Wacom. I'm just promoting the equipment that I love and use.
What are some stereotypes about certain countries that you found out to be wrong once you visited that country?
When I went to China, I thought China was going to be a lot more oppressive, and depressing, for lack of a better way of putting it, because of what we hear about in the States. And I found it to be really great, actually. I loved it. Loved it.
Love that.
Loved it.
Is it possible for you to do a live painting in Procreate?
Yes, I could do that. I got to get back to Procreate. I haven't used it in so long. I got to start using it more. All right, so let me reverse that. Let's see how we're looking. See, I like this a lot better than what I created yesterday. This feels, it's definitely inspired. It's the same animal, but this feels really, really cool, I think.
It's also nice. It's a nicer flow.
Yeah.
What is your favorite Disney song? Mine's Circle of Life. What's your favorite Disney song?
I like, you know what I've always loved? Zippity Doo Dah.
That's a good one.
Always loved it.
Zippity doo dah, zippity yay. My oh my, what a wonderful day.
That was totally off key.
Zippity doo dah, zippity yay.
My personal
that
favorite.
was part of my childhood.
And my personal favorite is the transformation song from Brother Bear.
Oh yeah,
Just-
I like that too.
So powerful.
Sorry, real quick. If
Yeah.
you're drawing an animal or something that does not exist in real life, how do you make that drawing still make sense and not look weird? Well, I'm basing it on things that I know from reality. And I still think about anatomy and structure underneath. One thing I'm looking at, I want to bring this down to you guys. I'm looking at this little, they're calling them firefly squids. I think it's the cutest little thing. Look at this. Can you see that? Can you feel it?
Can you feel it?
This little, I don't know if I can blow it up any more than this. Let's see if I can blow it up. There it is. This little firefly squid. I just love the bioluminescence on it. And so I'm going to use that on this image here that I'm creating here. Twitch question, Aaron, can you tell me an exercise to learn to draw the faces of big cats? I looked at your course and tried many times, but I'm still struggling. Well, you just got to keep practicing. It's time. Time. Understand that skull structure. Look at real cats. Look at videos. Look at documentaries. That's where you're gonna learn something. If you're struggling, look at the real thing. And you can pull the real thing up on Google or whatever it might be.
Speaking of documentaries, have you watched the new docuseries Serengeti on Discovery Channel?
No, I want to see that.
There's a young adult male African elephant named Tembo that reminded me of your Legend of Tembo project.
Oh, that's cool. Well, we called our character Tembo. It wasn't the most original name in the world. Tembo is just Swahili for elephant. So, it's like Simba. Simba is Swahili for lion.
Simba.
Well, Vedanta's back already. I hear the truck door closing. Oh,
Sorry.
I hear the front door opening. I hear someone home.
We have a visitor.
The ladies are home.
The ladies are home. It's back to school, so
Hello, ladies.
everybody went school shopping.
Some shopping, yes.
So there we go. So I'm just kind of rounding it out. I've got the rough drawing in. How long did that take? Well, 45 minutes. And let's get some, I'm just going to indicate fish right here. Very roughly, and then we'll change them up later. Which question?
Oh.
Let's see. Let me move this.
So a quick follow-up
Oh, there we go.
question.
Yeah.
From the about the tempo. Would you want to work on that project if it got picked up again?
Heck yeah, I would. Yeah, that movie has more of me in it than any other film, other than probably The Legend or King of the Elves.
Tim Hodges just wrote, "Hi guys, hi Jay."
Hey Tim, we got your email, and we'd love to get something going as soon as you want. We'll figure it out. We just got to figure out timing. We're happy you're happy. So here, I'm just tying it down. These little sensors right here are meant to be like light sensors because it's a deep sea fish. Let me do this. Image adjustments, image size. I'm going to go 300 DPI. Oops, there we go. So I'm not throwing so much grain in here. I don't like all this grain.
Hello from Spain. Why do you prefer work without a glove in your hand? And hugs and congratulations for your works.
Oh, thanks. I just don't like gloves on my hand. I keep my hands pretty clean, so I'm not spreading sweat or grease or anything on the glass.
Lauren Black is asking, do you know any good books for human anatomy?
Yes. There's a few of them out there. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Where is it?
It might be a lift in Scotland.
Oh, come on. That was such a reach, Dustin.
It was worth it.
There's a lot of... Bridgman is always a good classic. I'm trying to find... You gotta give me... Yeah, I would say... there's a lot of great anatomy books out there. Just look around a little bit. I just haven't used any anatomy books in a long time. And I forget the names of them. I can't find the one I was just thinking of. Shoot. Sorry. When I was a kid, I was really into Bern Hogarth, and which is kind of stylized, but I always loved that dynamic anatomy. Bern Hogarth's dynamic anatomy.
Did I ask the question that was the original question of the tempo? Like if tempo got back up and running again, would you?
Yes.
I asked the original part of that question, right?
Yes.
All right.
About the
Yeah, because
on the Discovery Channel, was that it?
Oh no, it was a different one. Is there ever hope for a movie like The Legend of Tembo that was canceled to get picked up again by someone or some place and actually made?
Yeah, there's always the chance. The likelihood of it happening is really low, but there's always a chance, and we're still trying to pursue it, somewhat.
And that was the question of what Like if Tembo was getting back on track, would you join that? That was the follow up to this.
Yeah,
to this
I definitely would.
So I joined it a little late. What is it that you're drawing?
I am
Follow-up
drawing.
covers.
Well, you drawing a lot late then.
Alright.
No, I'm drawing. It's a made-up sea creature. So we did creature design as part of my, master class this weekend, and I really enjoyed working on it. And so I'm kind of taking it and fleshing it out even more.
Are you ready for another question? Or?
And yeah, there. That's what I'm doing. Yeah. Oh yeah. Samantha Youssef, and that's the book I was looking for, and I was drawing a blank. I'm sorry, Samantha. I was just my brain is all fried. But Samantha Youssef is she got a great book out on figure drawing. And I couldn't find it, and I was drawing a blank on the name. I feel like such an idiot because I actually wrote the foreword on the book. That's why I was saying you got to give me a minute because I was going to take a break a little bit later and see if I could find it. I have it on my shelf, but everything's been moved around. Dark. But Samantha Youssef, check out her book. She's put together a book on figure work, and it's really I think it's really geared well for animators.
How do you deal with the studio when they want to make changes to a script you are very committed to?
Well, it depends. If I'm working for the studio, then you got to do what the studio says. Now you can debate it, all you want, but ultimately it's going to come down to the executives. John Lasseter. When I was at Disney, it was John Lasseter. It's not him anymore, but when I was there, that's. And generally, though, we really didn't butt heads too much on creatively because we all could feel where our scripts were lacking, and so it wasn't that bad.
How do you spell that name?
Samantha Youssef.
Yeah.
It's Samantha, Samantha, and then Youssef is Youssef.
Angela Martinez asks, "How did you meet Jim Jackson?"
Oh, Jim Jackson! I was just so lucky. It was just very, very lucky. But Jim Jackson came to the studio in 1990, and we met then. So we've known each other since 1990. Right about the time Dustin was born.
Isn't that cool, Jim?
Yep. Right about then. Dustin loved Jim.
Oh yeah, Jim was awesome. Or is awesome.
See, Jim was, first of all, he's very athletic. That Jim, being the 11th man on the moon, he can really, he's got a lot of athleticism, even at the ripe old age of 55, or is he 54? He might be 54. He might be 53 actually. He's gonna kick my butt.
I have no idea.
But he grew up with trampolines in his yard, and he's very good on a trampoline, very flippy. And so he used to get up on the trampoline with the kids all the time because we had a trampoline in our yard. And Dustin and Austin used to play with Jim on the trampoline. Do you remember that, Dustin?
Yeah, those were fun times. Since you visited China, did you manage without WeChat, or because I heard you can't survive without that app, and I'm not sure.
I used WeChat quite a bit.
What is WeChat again?
It's their social social media. It's like their Facebook,
Oh, okay.
but they use it for everything. They use it to pay bills, and they use it to pay tolls. You know, on the road, it's really used for everything.
Wow. Dustin, how long have you been helping Aaron? Since I was born. I started working for Dad about 3 years ago now. 4.
Yeah, I think it's been 2.5.
I think we're getting close to the 3rd.
Yeah, November it'll be 3, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's right.
Cause moved here. What was it? 2016, 2017? Like late 2017.
I think it was late 2016. Yeah.
So yeah, roughly. Yeah, it's almost 3 years. So it's 2.5.
Twitch question, Aaron. Can you tell me an exercise to learn to draw? The big cats question is still up there.
You just did my old mistake, didn't you?
I did.
The struggle is real.
So now I've got all the detail done in that upper body, which I kind of like. I like how it really feels like a deep sea creature that could exist, to me anyway.
It could.
It could.
It could.
But.
And then just leave it there.
Theoretically.
Like, theoretically, about that subject, then just walk off. Can you share again the name of the site where you purchase your skulls?
Yes, Bone Clones.
Bone Clone.
Bone Clones.
Get your bone.
Bone Clone.
Bone Clone. I don't know what the bone structure would be like on that creature.
Well, it's going to be half bony fish, half kind of mollusk.
Yeah.
I think you'd have a skull and somewhat of a central. I'm not sure if you would have a spine or not, but definitely a skull. It'll be something kind of unique because I'm mixing corda phylum, which is spinal cords, with mollusk. Running out of questions?
Yeah. Actually, no one just hopped in. Just joined in. Is this for a Incredible Mr. Limpet reboot?
That would be fun. I love that movie. No, this is just, we were doing creature design during my master class this past weekend, and I just really enjoyed it.
Lauren writes, maybe it does exist and it has not been discovered. The deep ocean has not been explored much.
We spent more time on the moon than we have in the bottoms of our oceans.
Yeah. Is it ever difficult working together as father and son?
I don't know. Ask Dustin.
Thanks a lot. And we have our moments, but a lot of them, there's more good moments than rough. I mean, it's a typical father and son relationship with a little extra fun flair to it. You ever lose inspiration halfway through a painting?
Yep. But I force myself to finish it. Yeah, I lose inspiration a lot on pieces. Not as I shouldn't say a lot. I used to when I was younger, a lot. I don't as much anymore. I think I'm able to picture the work in my head a little bit better now and know if it's going to be successful or not beforehand. Better than what I used to be able to do.
Are the brushes also available in Procreate?
No. But we
No.
will, but we'll be. I'm being very definitive. No.
Very straightforward. No.
But we will be getting Procreate brushes in the future.
Are they going to be released tomorrow? No. Do you give critiques to people's drawings or animations if they ask you?
No.
Another one.
I just haven't. We have too many requests for that at the moment, and there's no way that I can accommodate the requests. So we're trying to figure out a way that we can set something up where I can do critiques and draw overs and that sort of thing in a group type setting online. And so we're gonna probably come up with something soon, and we'll be making an announcement regarding that probably in the next month or two.
Will you ever show us those half-finished pieces? I'd love to see how your work progresses.
What half-finished pieces? What are you talking about? Which ones I was... What are we talking about?
The half-finished, like the ones that you lost inspiration
Oh,
for?
no.
No.
No, because they don't exist. They're all gone. I either paint over them, or I throw them out.
How does it feel that the films you have worked on, such as Lion King, Aladdin, Mulan, etc., have now become a part of pulp culture and are constantly referenced?
Oh, it feels good. I love that. Yeah, all of us that worked on those films really love that idea. We've all felt very lucky to have had a hand in any of that. Very much so.
Darnell Robinson says, if I may pitch an idea for a future stream, Aaron draws his interpretation of Florida Man. Love to see what you come up with.
It's Florida Man it's me waking up at noon with a mind-splitting hangover. That's what I would look like. That's what Florida Man would look like. We're all Florida Man in some form or another.
I was thinking like a guy with a mullet, with a tank top with a Bud Light in hand and doing a rodeo on a big alligator. Comment from Martin. Aaron, can you do the thing? No.
Uh-oh, the puppy. Little Maxie's upset about something. You can hear him whining.
Aaron, have you saved your image yet? No.
Oh, that's right, I have it.
Save your work.
Yes.
I feel like if Netflix did a show about it, as far as like the pop culture of Disney, it'd be called Aaron Blaise Animating Our Childhood.
Uh, there's a lot more people there that were a lot more talented than me. There's a lot of really great artists there. I just happen to be one of the few guys doing a lot of social media right now.
Why do you throw out your old or unfinished work? Why not save them for later usage? Or is that not how you work?
It's not how I work. It just gets in the way. It all just gets in the way.
Instead of happy clouds, Aaron will paint no.
No.
No. Aaron, do you label your layers?
No.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow is World Lion Day.
That's right. Oh, I got to get a lion image done for tomorrow.
That's right.
I haven't done that yet.
Have you ever tried Bob Ross tutorial? I feel that it would make a nice video.
You mean do a video like Bob Ross, or have I ever looked at Bob Ross's tutorial?
I think it was asking watching Bob Ross's tutorials.
Oh yeah, of course I have. Yeah, I love Bob Ross's tutorials.
I still think at one point we should make a video of you dressed up as Bob Ross, but doing digital work.
Well, Proco did that.
Proco did do that. Yeah.
Oh, that's right, he did.
Twitch question: do you have a routine? Since, as far as I understand, you live nowadays from your website, so you basically work from home. How do you separate work and life within the same space? Do you work on planning times, routine, or something else? Yeah, I just treat it like a job. So I get up in the morning and, well, usually go out for breakfast, or might get something to eat here at the house, and then I start work. And sometimes I'll sit down at my desk at 8:30 in the morning. Sometimes I sit at my desk at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I just work through the day. If I'm working on a course, I just work through until I'm burned out, usually. Or if I'm working on an image, I work till it's done or I'm burned out. And then, which is I usually put in about 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours a day, I would say is what I put in. Nothing hard. And that's what we do until, and sometimes I work on the weekends. Let's see here. But it's just something. It's a looser schedule than what I used to have when I was working at Disney. But still, it's still pretty disciplined.
Do you know Sergio Pablos? And
Yes.
Any chance to have a course about character design with him, or animation, or something?
I would love to do that with Sergio. It's just that he's a really busy man. I don't know that we'd ever be able to pin him down. He's making Klaus right now, and that's taking up most of his time.
Every time I hear his name, I'm like, I know that name from somewhere. Then I hear.
Well,
Klaus,
he's also
yeah.
responsible for all the Despicable Me movies.
Directing?
It was his concept.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Sergio's a cool dude.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's make sure I've got all these right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we've got 6 tentacles. That's what I want. World Lion Day is August 10th. Oh, okay. Good. I was feeling like I was caught with my pants down. Feeling a little. All right, so let's. I'm gonna start things a little differently today. I'm gonna start with the background. I want to go kind of deep blue, but not so blue, not so deep. I'm thinking maybe this animal has come to the surface. I still want to have. Bioluminescence, but I want to have a little bit of light on it from the surface.
So this question references to the question earlier about you keeping your bad work.
Uh-huh.
Says, what about your sketchbooks? Do you throw away the quote unquote bad drawings and just leave the good ones? I remember you showed your sketchbooks in a live stream, and I felt so unworthy because there wasn't a single bad drawing there.
No, my sketchbooks, I don't throw out the bad drawings. I don't. Um, yeah, those I usually keep pretty. I keep everything.
When it comes to sketchbooks.
Yeah.
Bristol says, congratulations to Austin.
Oh yeah. Oh, that's the other thing. Oh my God, I can't believe I forgot this.
Oh my god.
My daughter got proposed to on stage at my master class. How did I forget to say something there?
I don't know.
That was douchey.
You're just in the moment. You're in the moment with your fans.
I don't want to get any banding in this.
Stella writes, hi Aaron, have you seen the animated Rajah in Wreck-It Ralph 2? And thank you for the amazing stay at Pegforton Castle. I learned so much.
Oh, good. Who is it?
Stella?
Oh, Stella. Hey, Stella.
Stella!
Your photo just came up on my Facebook page the other day.
The other day.
The other day?
But have you seen the animated Rajah in Wreck-It Ralph 2?
Yes. I don't remember it very well, but I did see it.
There's also that deleted scene with Jasmine and Rajah.
Yeah.
Well, that's... Oh,
That I wish they would have kept that. It's Jasmine turns out is allergic to cats. in the gag. It's really funny.
Dustin, do you have tattoos? I do. I have one dragonfly on my back shoulder. And just the one.
In honor of his mother.
Yep.
Karen really loved dragonflies. We had a gallery that she named Dragonfly Gallery, as a matter of fact.
Yep. Is that blue 100% color opacity?
Yes. This is all background. I'm just trying to get a nice blend. Oh yeah, you blend.
Oh yeah, you blend.
Trying to get a nice blend with the... Got a little bit of feel of light coming down through
Through the water.
the water.
Right through the water. There we go. Do you or Aaron want to have more tattoos? I want to get one more for Dad on my opposite shoulder, but that's way down the road. What about you?
Eventually, someday, probably. Really building this up.
And we are out of questions.
There we go. Alright, so I'm going to put a layer on top of that. Put that aside for now.
What, the ocean?
Yeah, the ocean colors. And I want to get in. I think we're going to change the coloring a little bit because I'm going to make it a pelagic creature, which means it cruises all the oceans. And I put it dark on top, light on the bottom. I'm gonna just go with the hard round right now.
Yeah.
There we go. Just cover it all in there. Then I can go in. This is just a standard brush from Photoshop.
Who did the music for the Snow Bear teaser?
Oh, that was music that I bought off of premiumbeats.com.
Premiumbeat.com.
That's where I get all of my music for those of you that are interested. We buy our music from premiumbeat.com. So ultimately it's going to have an original score. We just don't have it yet.
Loved your talk on Rockwell. What's your favorite work of his and why?
I don't have a favorite, I don't think. I love everything Rockwell did. So, I mean, I know it's kind of a cop-out answer, but I really do. Yeah, there's too many to one of my favorites is showing all the races in the United States. I think it's called the melting pot. Is it the melting pot?
Some sort of pot.
Oh, I think it's the melting pot. Now I'm going to pull it up because I want everyone to see it, and I think this is a good time in our history to show it.
Show me the melting pot. Give up the hell. Hey, real quick, while you're doing that, what do you do to get no eye fatigue?
This one right here. What's it called? All Things Fulfilling. This image. Oh my gosh, I gotta blow this up. Doggone it. All Things Fulfilling. This one right here.
Oh wow.
It's a beautiful, beautiful image. This is a horrible reproduction though.
Just terrible.
Yeah. But that's my favorite, probably my favorite image of his. This one right here. Come on. Come up. This one right here. The original is 44.5 inches by 39.5 inches. Painted in April 1st, 1961. I just love, it's all the races of the world, all the cultures of the world. I shouldn't say races, but it's all the cultures of the world come together. And just really illustrating the fact that we are one big melting pot, whether it's a melting pot in the States or a global melting pot. That's what we are, and I just find it incredibly beautiful. So that's it. That's the one. That's my favorite piece of Norman Rockwell's. Gonna get back to deep thoughts with Nick Birch.
Nick Birch. What do you do to get no eye fatigue?
Oh shoot. I wear glasses. I wear glasses, man. I still get eye fatigue a little bit every once in a while, but mainly it's just before I started wearing glasses in my 40s, my eyes were going bad and I didn't realize it, and I was getting really bad bloodshot eyes. And then my assistant, where I was working, she said, "All right, I'm making you an eye appointment." And I fought it, and she goes, "Nope, you got to go." And so, remember Paola?
Yeah.
Paola sent me to the eye doctor. And after that, I got fitted with glasses, and man, all of a sudden my eyes didn't bother me anymore, and I didn't realize that, once you hit 40, your eyes go downhill.
Yeah.
This is about the time I was about 45 years old, and it was just driving me nuts. Twitch question: have you worked with Eric Goldberg at Disney? Also, what is the last animated movie you've worked on? I did work with Eric Goldberg at Disney. We worked together on several projects. We worked together on Aladdin. He was one of my directors on Pocahontas. Yep, and he's still at Disney. The last animated movie that I worked on, I would say was Tembo, The Legend of Tembo. No, I take that back. I did work on The Legend of Tembo, but then I did a little bit of help on. I did some test animation on Ferdinand, freelance, just for a month or two, for Blue Sky. I did The Bear and the Hare, even though that's just a commercial, it really was feature quality. I really love that, so I would include that.
Yeah.
And I worked on several projects that just had never gotten made. One was Shrimpy the Whale. The amusement park, which just came out. I worked on that a long time ago, before it came out, or when it was just getting off the ground. And that's out on, I think that came out on Netflix. And let's see, I'm trying to think of all the ones I worked on post Disney. Mowgli for Netflix. I started out as a character designer on that, but ended up leaving it because they wanted to go in a different direction with the characters. A lot of projects I kind of came on and then left. Did a little bit of work and then moved on to another project. YouTube question: what's your experience working with mechanical designs, creatures with mechanical aspects? Not very much. I haven't done it very much. A little bit, but nothing professional. Just for me, it's just been more that kind of stuff out of experimentation. So I've never really done that type of thing before. Jonathan Kuo, I think is how you pronounce his name. He's one of the best. I just love what he does. Look him up. Jonathan Kuo. It's Kuo.
Cool.
Yeah, he's awesome. He really does an amazing job taking biological elements and turning them mechanical.
Are you okay with people drawing replications of your work for fun, including fan art? Or does that kind of stuff bother you?
No, it doesn't bother me at all. Just don't sell it. It's when people start selling it off as their own that it bugs me, because you're plagiarizing. But if people, want to do fan art, I don't mind that at all. Just don't steal my ideas, man. Then we got a problem.
The creature looks like a mixture between the seabird and the octopus.
Seabird. Ah.
Seabird.
Well, it's going to have a little bit of a marlin color to it with extra color laid in here and there.
Is there a drawing with real pencil on real paper in the new perspective course? Or is the whole course in Photoshop?
I did the whole course in Photoshop only because it was much more convenient to do it that way. It was much clearer. We actually shot the entire thing traditionally on paper, and it was too much clunking around with my T-square and triangle and all that kind of stuff. It's just as easy, trust me. You can follow along traditionally if you want to follow traditionally. Even though I'm working in Photoshop, it works. It's just as good.
Which order do you shade your work? From like local color, shadows, highlights? Like which way? Like how? Like what are your step by steps? of like from local color to shadows to highlights?
I go
or-
local. Hold on, I'm trying to figure out the order of what's going on here. I can't tell what's positive space and what's negative space. I do the drawing, and then I go local color, and then I go shadows, and then I do start to bring out the lights. Then I go to darker darks, and then I go to reflected lights and brighter highlights, and just keep working it that way, working my way out to the edges, meaning the brightest lights and the darkest darks.
So in a way, you kind of work inside out.
Yeah.
Like start with the core shadows, and then you work your way out to the outer edges.
Yes.
Gotcha.
I guess this would go like this. Is this right? Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm just reading the comments. I don't know.
Some early character stuff for Wolfwalkers. Oh, that's right. Nick just reminded me. Cartoon Saloon has Wolfwalkers coming out. I guess I did a little bit of. I wouldn't count it really. I mean, I did maybe a week's worth of drawing for them, but I mean, they really had their designs before I did anything. But I did do a little bit of work with it, but not enough to claim that I did any work on it.
Do you have any tips on drawing the front limbs of big cats? I'm struggling with the shape and how the muscles flow into each other.
Look at your arm. The front limbs on a cat are the exact same muscles on your arms. So look at the comparative anatomy there, and you'll start to see. Look at your forearm. The muscles in the forearm and the forearm of a big cat, and you'll see the same muscles.
Which of the three versions of Jungle Book, like the animated Jungle Book, the Jungle Book remake, and Mowgli, like which one was your favorite Shere Khan?
Oh, my favorite Shere Khan is always going to be the original Disney's animated Jungle Book,
Bravo.
animated by Milt Kahl.
Mm.
Always, that'll be my favorite. Jonathan on YouTube asks, I see that you first with black pencil on gray background. How is it better that drawing over a white background? Because the white background bugs my eyes. It's too bright. I don't like working on white. I don't like working on white because of the values either. Once I start getting into values, it's hard to judge them because everything looks too dark against white. But when I'm initially drawing, I don't like to draw with the white because it's just too bright. That's all, man. So I'm gonna copy that,
Copy it.
and I'm gonna lock it.
Solid 10-4.
That's a 10-4 there, buddy.
Would you ever come to Massachusetts? I would love to attend a master class close to Boston, and the Norman Rockwell Museum is in the Berkshires. That painting you like is the one that's displayed in his studio on the museum's property.
Oh, really? That's pretty cool. Yeah, we would definitely do Boston. That's one of the areas that I think, because we want to basically start hitting the four corners of the U.S. Maybe Boston, New York, and that sort of thing. And hold on, I just want to get this a little bit here. I want to get a little bit of gills here. Don't like it.
I don't like it.
Don't like it.
This is cool. It looks like a creature from the game Subnautica. I know exactly which game you're talking about. I haven't played it, but I've heard it's really good. It's basically a underwater survival game.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Just working this a little bit. I want to get a little bit of red in here.
Chelsea from this weekend says, Aaron, I took up your suggestion of watching Blown Away on Netflix, and I'm glad I did. Would you ever attempt glass blowing in the future? It's pretty cool, but looks super hard.
I would love to. It's just something I don't know that I'd have the time to really sit down and take it to the level that I'd want to be. Jonathan, oh, that's the same one. Same freaking thing.
Same freaking thing.
Calling, yes, I'm calling. All right, so.
I can't wait for your birds course. Will you explain how a bird folds his wings in the details? I
No.
still don't get that.
No.
No.
Of course I will. Oh, definitely. And
Uh-oh, they found me.
they found you.
They know where I am. Run!
All right, I'm putting these on a separate layer. This is the glowing. These will be the glowing bioluminescent spots.
Listen, how would a nerdy, geeky Elvis sound like?
Viva Las Vegas. Fire like city, gonna set my coal. Gonna set my coal on fire.
Probably like that.
Sing it.
Las Vegas.
Actually, I'm going to move this layer. I'm going to move this layer on top.
We gotta win this race.
This one.
Lemonade.
A cool, refreshing drink.
Oh.
I wanna see you first before you burst.
What's your favorite Beatles song?
Oh man,
That's
I
a
love
toughie
Penny
right
Lane,
there.
Blackbird. I love Blackbird.
Blackbird, yeah.
Uh huh. Norwegian Wood.
Uh,
17. How do you have such quick brush strokes and stay within the line work so well? Because I color well. I practice. Were you ever a fan of the Grateful Dead? I was kind of a fan of the Grateful Dead. Not. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of the Grateful Dead. I kind of was. Am. I get bored. I get bored with the Grateful Dead's music, to be honest with you. And I know that's probably an unpopular thing to say, especially folks of my generation, but I just do. I get bored.
Dustin, can you do an Elvis impersonation, but quote a film? Quote a film.
YouTube question. You keep thinking about that. I'm going to do this. Have you always worked with a Mac? If so, why? Is it an industry standard? Also, is there a requirement in the industry for using a pen tablet instead of a mouse or touch screen pens? Well, folks, nobody uses a mouse in the industry. That's just crazy talk. And then as far as Mac goes, I've just always used Mac. I've just always used it ever since I left college. It's all I ever used. So I was never into computers. It was my wife at the time was into computers, and she was a Mac person, and so I just followed her. And so when I did get into computers, it was her computer I was using, and it was a Mac. So I've just never used anything but a Mac. And as far as the industry standard, yeah, pretty much everyone either uses the tablets or pen displays. No one uses a mouse.
I got a quote.
Yeah.
Say hello to my little friend.
So you're doing Scarface
Scarface, yeah. There you go.
as Elvis.
As Elvis.
YouTube, have you ever seen the Little Prince animation? Yes. I love it. It's on Netflix right now. I really think that you would enjoy all the different types of animation and the storyline. Anthony from the Masterclass. Hey, Anthony. Matter of fact, one of my co-workers was the supervising animator on that. From Disney. I love it.
What do you think about the animation workshop in Viborg, Denmark?
Oh, I've been there 3 times. Viborg.
Viborg.
Have I been there 3 times or twice? No, I've been there twice.
Twice.
I love the animation workshop. I was there a few years ago where I gave the commencement speech. And I was just there in I was just there in May where I gave a talk on character design, I think. I can't remember what the subject was, but it was fun.
Nice.
I can't remember because that was our trip where we did a month on the road, and every other day it was a different venue, and I can't remember what I spoke at, what the talk was at the animation workshop.
Do you find a certain time of day that you feel more creative and more dialed in?
Yeah, it's usually in the morning. If I've had a good night's sleep, if I'm not hungover, then it's in the morning. Have you ever drawn someone famous? Oh yeah. I have, lots of times. Oh yeah, oh sure.
Oh, sure, yeah. Do you already know the final look of what you're doing, or is it building itself up throughout the process of the drawing?
It's building itself up. I'm not quite sure right now. I'll let these kind of be little markers there.
Just mark it.
Mark it. It's John Get.
Just chunk it.
There, so we're getting a local color in. I want to start loosening up a little bit now. I got to put a layer on top of this. What is this layer? Oh, that's that one. I think I'm going to do a layer under that.
Getting too many Elvis questions now. How would Elvis Schwarzenegger sound like?
Schwarzenegger.
That's a tricky one. I need to get back to you on that one. Matt Yoakum says, hey Dustin and Aaron, I'll be in Orlando this week and y'all want to party? Crown and Coke on me.
Well, this weekend is the last weekend before our girls head off to school, so we're going out of town this weekend.
Off to Siesta Key.
No, we're actually going to Stewart.
Oh, Stewart?
Yeah, Siesta Key's they've got some problems with flesh-eating bacteria.
Oh no.
So I'm gonna stay away from the flesh-eating bacteria.
So we're going to Stewart.
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 Look what I can do. Stay away from my danger zone.
All right, so there's his illuminating on that same layer. That's these layers right there on that same layer.
Got curious to who Dustin, the camera guy, looked like. I'm surprised.
I'm
right here. Hi. How's it going, everybody? Hi.
Blue, 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 blue. Right there. All right.
Did you see the new David Attenborough show? 7 Words, One Planet? Or 7 Worlds, One Planet?
I can't say that I have.
Could we have a bit of Kronk's voice?
We both just go,
A guardian angel. Hey, I'm pretty new with all this shoulder angel, shoulder devil stuff, so be gone or whatever. I just always go with the Family Guy version. Hey, Bader. Hey, Bader. Really want a mater.
So this is the bioluminescent little spots under his belly.
When you're doing the watercolor, do you ever accidentally put your paintbrush into your coffee instead of your water?
Yep, I drink my paint water, rinse my brush in my coffee. Yes, many, many, many times. I can't count the number of times I've done it. I've drank my turpentine before when I'm oil painting. That wasn't good.
Nice. When you're drawing or painting someone famous, do you stick to the lighting of the reference pic, or do you mess with it a little bit?
Oh, I often just change. I change my own. I do my own lighting on almost every painting I do. Almost every painting I do. Oh, I got to go back to Nick. Sorry, Nick.
What are you doing?
I was on the Twitch comment. Hey, I just got into the animation workshop. Going to study character animation. Right on, man.
Woo-hoo.
Congratulations. Or girl. Sorry.
Have you ever
There
drawn
we go.
Jesus Christ like Michelangelo?
Say, hold on one more time. Hold on. Yeah, there we go. Do what now?
Have you ever drawn Jesus Christ like Michelangelo?
No.
No.
Nope, I haven't. So there we go. Getting my little glowies on.
And I like that. I like the added blue.
Now, underneath, on top of that, I want to add markings.
Lemonade. A cool, refreshing drink. Speaking of drink, I ran out of mine.
Speaking of coffee, have you ever painted with coffee? There are some artists that do that. I've got an entire video on YouTube where I do that. So yes, I have painted with coffee. Yes, I have painted with coffee.
What was that? What was that show? Jerry Seinfeld driving cars, drinking
coffee and cars.
Driving cars and drinking coffee. Do you know my name? Do you know who I am?
Just pop a beer, Dustin.
No, I popped a Mountain Dew Code Red. Do the do.
Just going to add a few design elements here.
No new comments yet. We are running out of ammo, sir.
There. Well, this is meant to look like a design on his body, but I think I'm going a little too overboard with it, so I'm going to simplify it and block it in.
Aaron, has Dustin always made you laugh? Like any funny anecdotes from when he was a kid?
Yeah, there was one time we were cleaning up after a party.
Oh.
Dustin was falling around behind me. He was about 2 years old. And it was quite a party. I was picking up bathing suits and underwear and beer bottles and all kinds of stuff. And he was falling around when walking behind me in his little diaper in our backyard. And I couldn't get to him in time. He picked up an old... he picked up a Mountain Dew can, and he threw the Mountain Dew back. Took it.
Oh no, it wasn't Mountain Dew, it was Sprite.
Okay, Sprite, whatever, Dustin. Let me tell the story.
I'm just correcting you.
All right, he took it. He drank a Sprite instead of a Mountain Dew. Like, that makes a huge difference. And so he's drinking it. All of a sudden, he just quietly gags.
Not a sound.
Didn't make a sound. Just kind of gagged a few times, and before I could grab him and get it away from him, and then I poured it out, and about 2 or 3 cigarette butts came out of it. It's pretty bad. There we go.
Does Dustin know he sounds good for commercials? Typical American ad voice.
Brought to you by CreatureArtTeacher.com. Coming to a website near you.
All right. Have you ever tried Copic markers? They are my favorite alcohol-based marker. Yes. I'm not very good with them, but I do use them. I don't use them for color. I use them for halftones, grays, and things like that.
Dustin, how many siblings do you have, and does any of them draw like your dad? I have an older sister. She doesn't draw all much, but she does do. She's beginning to watercolor for the past couple of months. But besides that, she does jewelry. So yeah, she does have a artistic style, but not in the same idea as Dad. Think that worked?
Hmm.
Talking about Austin with the watercolor thing.
Yeah. It's kind of fun. Throw a layer on top of that. Set it to multiply. Go into nice cool colors. Right about there.
Have you visited Proco's new studio?
I have not.
They got a new studio?
I guess so.
Oh, snap.
Oh, where's our layers here? I gotta put that under our layer.
Do you think artists that study animation in France, like me, could one day animate for big American studios?
Absolutely. Without a doubt. We are coming into an age where we're in an age where anybody can live anywhere and animate for the big studios. Definitely.
So you, Dustin, didn't inherit the artistic skill? I think I inherited some artistic skill, just not so much in drawing, but more towards other forms of art.
Not the way I do it. He never showed an interest in it.
No. I mean, like, I've been getting to, like, photography. I do singing, and I do voices. Like, I do all that kind of stuff. And I've messed around with sketching and everything, but not to his level, you know. But yeah, so I do have some art in my genes, just not in his way.
Do you know the animator Claire Weeks? I do not know Claire Weeks. No.
Claire. Sorry if I missed it, but what was the inspiration for this creature? P.S. I love you guys. Thank you for all that you do and share. Always inspiring.
I did a creature design over the weekend at my master class. We had a lot of fun doing it, and so I enjoyed the creature that we did so much. I wanted to recreate it and do a better version of it. So that's what I'm doing here.
Was your coffee painting caffeinated or decaf?
It was caffeinated.
Does that actually make a difference?
No. Matter of fact, I really concentrated it. I made a big pot of coffee, but then I boiled it way down, so that the coffee was really concentrated in the. There was a lot of pigment.
Why the name Creature Art Teacher and not the Art of Aaron Blaise? Did you always want it to be a teaching platform by other teachers additionally to yourself?
Yes. Well, not originally, but I thought Creature Art Teacher was kind of catchy and a little easier. You can spell Creature Art Teacher. Not everybody knows how to spell Aaron Blaise. So I thought Creature Art Teacher was a better way to go.
I have a hard time spelling out AA wrong.
AA wrong.
Dustin, if it's caffeinated, you would draw faster. Yeah, you do get that extra boost.
YouTube question: what's the oldest drawing of yours that you still keep around, and where is it? I don't know. I don't have that many. When I was in, I've got some of my college drawings stuffed away in the closet, or actually, I think they're up in the attic. Well, most of my early work I lost in a house fire. My house burnt down when I was in high school. Our house burned down. So I don't have I don't have anything from high school on. The earliest artwork I have is from college.
Have you visited the Sixtine Chapel?
I have not. I've never been to Italy. So I gotta get there. Gotta get there someday.
Yeah. Have you ever worked with comics?
A little bit. Not much. But a little bit.
How was that experience?
It was cool. I liked it. It's not too different than storyboarding. It's basically the same as storyboarding. Oh, plus creatureartteacher.com abbreviates to cat, which we all know I love the big cats.
Yeah. Gotta get the big cat. Meow.
Meow.
Meow. Meow, Shay. Yeah, that's it. Meow. Meow. Do you guys use nicknames to call each other?
Like dumbass?
Yeah, some of the names that we say to each other are not really or not really PG.
Yeah, we're just gonna drop it right there, Dustin.
No, but I'd say Dad, and you call me Dusty most of the time. So
Yeah. Or dust butt.
yep. And with my sister also, just be like, "Hey, sister."
Shisha.
She'll go, "Hey, brother." What was the first country you ever traveled to?
Canada?
Canada?
Canada. My first country I ever, outside of the U.S. was Canada. Canada, and then it was England. No, sorry, it was France.
Yeah, I think my first out of country trip was Paris, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, let's see, and then I went to Kenya. And then Japan, and then after all that, I lost track.
What about the nickname Dusty Bun like in Stranger Things? No, that would be like a girlfriend thing, and I don't have one, so.
You're like, what?
A nickname Dusty Bun,
Oh.
because Dustin in Stranger Things gets a girlfriend in Stranger Things 3, and she calls him Dusty Bun.
Oh. YouTube question. Hi, Aaron. I recently started working in the industry as a storyboard revisionist. How would I move up to a storyboard artist directional position? Directorial position. Well, make sure you're doing your revisions the best you can. Learn your cutting, your cinematography. Learn all that stuff. I mean, you got to really know that inside and out. And as you go, you'll be recognized, and you'll work your way up through. But it takes time. Just stick with the job you just got and get good at it. Be patient.
Have you ever visited Greenland's nature?
No. I want to go to Greenland. I want to go to Iceland, Greenland, Baffin Island. Really want to go to Baffin Island. Baffin Island is where we're setting Snow Bear.
Ah. That'd be a nice reference trip.
Yep.
I would love to go to those places, but mostly I want to travel to Scotland.
Scotland. I'm sure you do.
Actually, no. My top place is Japan. Top place is there, but right below is that English, Irish, Scottish island area.
What are the patterns? What are those patterns called? The light patterns that come down through the waves. What's that called? I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
I'm drawing that right now.
Nick, do the thing.
I can't remember what those are called.
Do you flatten your layers while working, or wait till the end and combine them at the end after you make the entire image?
I don't combine them. I do combine them to do certain things, but I always leave my layers as an option. YouTube question: when I sit down to start drawing, my biggest issue is thinking of something to draw. Have you got any tips on helping break down a creator's block? Well, usually what I do is I literally just sit and start drawing. And I'm gonna do this a little differently here. I just force myself to sit down, start drawing. Whoops, wrong. There we go.
Wrong.
And a lot of times I'll just draw what I'll draw like my go-to. I'll start drawing big cats, or I'll start drawing, as long as I'm just drawing, I'm moving my stylus around on the screen or my pencil on the paper or whatever. And I just let my brain relax, and then I'll get inspired. Or other times I'll look through, let's say Google. I'll look through Google and just look at imagery. I'll look at through my books that I have sitting on my bookshelf. But the key is always to be just looking around to be inspired. I'll go outside, I'll go for a walk and see what's out there.
How did you figure out your own personal art style?
Personal art styles, I don't think usually, not with most people anyway, they're not figured out. They emerge. They evolve. That's what happened with me. And I think my art style is continuing to evolve. If you look at my work 15 years from now, it'll be completely different, I think, than what I'm doing now. And it's because you're always experimenting, you're trying different things, and it's going to, you're looking at other people's work, and it's always going to evolve into something new. It's always going to be morphing and changing.
When do you
Do you mean water caustics? I don't know. No, I've never heard it called water caustics. I can't remember what the rays were called. Anyway, Edwin on YouTube asks, what were some of the lyrics from the missing deleted song from Brother Bear titled "This Can't Be My Destiny," because I can't find it anywhere online at all. It might be in the I can't remember offhand. It might be in the extras on the DVD. If you look on the DVD, I'm pretty sure it's there. I can't get out of this dark place. No, that's
the other one. That's
the other
one.
Yeah. It's Look Through My Eyes. Oh man, I can't remember.
I can't remember the deleted scene one, the deleted song. When are you coming in the neighborhood of the Netherlands?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
We'll keep you posted.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do this. Screw this. Color this in. Go black. And then grab a circle.
Circle of life.
Go shift. And then move it. I want to move it. Oops. Z. Oh, that's close enough. Steven Schmidt on YouTube says, "Whoa, Aaron is on YouTube? I worked with Aaron and his son at Digital Domain before the disaster. Crazy."
Oh. Wait, what's his name?
Steven Schmidt.
I know that name.
Yeah. Steven.
Steven. By the way, about Greenland, I heard that for the first time the ice melt. Have you heard any news about it?
Well, the ice sheet is melting at a rate that it's never done before, if that's what they're talking about. Yeah.
What do you use to draw on?
DJ Henry on YouTube asks, "Why aren't you painting the eyes black?" Because I want to have a little bit of interest in there. That's why. But you'll see. I'm going to do something a little different. A little different.
For the latecomers, what are you currently drawing on?
What am I drawing on?
Mm-hmm.
I mean my equipment.
Yeah.
I'm using a Wacom Cintiq 32 Pro. Fix that part of the eye right there. Can you go to the down? Did you go to the down
I already
shot?
did, yeah. Yeah, so that's your 32.
Yep.
With
It's a
the-
nice big pen display.
Yeah, with your reference monitor up top. And it's a custom built stand, right?
Yes, I built my own stand. Yeah.
As director, did you ever have frustrating moments where your crew didn't understand your instructions?
No, that's not really, no. And that's my fault if they're not understanding.
Can you do a live stream on how to draw human portraits? Can I suggest some pro athlete I want to learn to draw?
So, you mumbled the words together. What did you say at the end?
Can I suggest some pro athlete that I want to learn to draw?
Oh,
For
no,
a
I'm
human
not going to draw
portrait.
any. No. I'll draw something that you can, and you could apply to your pro athlete person that you want to learn to draw, but I'm not going to draw any pro athletes.
Do you prefer to draw real animals or fictional animals?
Both. I love imaginary and I love real. This is imaginary and it's fun. But real is fun as well. When I have a little bit more, I'm getting this guy in here.
Wouldn't the eyes be hyper reflective?
Nick's still on the water caustics thing. The water caustics was the term we used for that in 3D. It's a different term. It's a different term that we used. So it's something specular. Specular? Is it specular? No, not specular. That's something different. It's I can't remember the term that we used for the lighting. Okay, there's that. So I'm gonna, normally you wouldn't get the light reflection and stuff like that on the eye, but in this case I'm going to do it just to give it a little bit more soft around. There we go.
Do you ever get tired of repeating yourself at times?
Yes.
What's the name of the Wacom product you use, or is it just Wacom?
It's a Wacom. There we go. It's a Wacom 32-inch Pro, or Cintiq, I should say. Wacom Cintiq 32-inch Pro.
Did you buy it on their website?
Yes. Yes, I did. What was your experience like as a student at Ringling? Well, my experience at Ringling was a long time ago. It was 30 years ago, 33 years ago. So my experience then is a lot different than what it is now. But it was good. It was a very good experience. I think they're overpriced now. Way overpriced.
Back then, a couple of times you said that if you have problems with motivation, that means you don't really love what you're doing. And I agree, but it's still painful to accept that something that you used to love to do, now you don't love it. Any thoughts on that?
Get over it. That's going to happen your whole life. Things come and go. You got to get over it.
So Dustin, what type of photography are you into? I'm getting into wildlife photography though. On the side I do like the portraits and all that, but mainly wildlife.
Refraction. Hold on.
What's your experience about pitching a new movie? What do you emphasize more during the pitch? The story, the characters?
Just one thing. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, sorry, Dave.
Looking for something. One second. You're right, Nick. They're called optical caustics. But we used a different term, but I've never heard it as optical caustics, but that's what they are. I just pulled it up. Optical caustics. Yep, that's what they are. But we always called it something different. I just can't remember what it was. All right, go ahead, Dustin.
What's your experience about pitching a new movie? Like, what do you emphasize more during the pitch? Like the story, the characters? Any
Well,
of that?
it's you can't have one without the other. Although character is more entertaining, so I try not to press plot as much as I press character, and I put the characters in a world, So, here we go. And especially in the beginning, I want to emphasize the world and the characters, because if I'm pitching, I'm usually pitching to an executive to get them on board to make the movie. So they're going to want to know what that world is. So that's what I focus on. So underwater, you really wouldn't have highlights like this on an eye, because of the water. It causes the reflections to go away. But I think that it works well for what we're trying to create right here. So that way I put them in. So I do put them in. All right, I'm gonna do this. Keep that there.
What was the reason for you to not? Oh, sorry.
We're going to go back to deep thoughts.
Again?
In the sky, I've heard the rays called crepuscular rays.
You okay?
Fraction? Crepuscular.
What was the reason for you not to work on Tarzan? Were you working on another movie?
Yes, I was working on. What year was Tarzan? I was working on Brother Bear. I was finishing up Mulan and then working on Brother Bear. Because Phil finished up on Tarzan and jumped right on to Brother Bear with me. Phil Collins, sorry. Okay, so I want to hit some light underneath.
Will this creature have bioluminescence for the latecomers?
Yes, that's what those light spots are. They're going to glow here in a little bit. I'm just trying to figure out kind of my next move, what I'm trying to do here. I want to do a layer on top, right? Not right there. I want to do a layer here. Set it to multiply. That might be good. And I'm just going to fill it. See what that looks like. I'm going to knock it back.
Did you fly to China for a research trip when you worked on Mulan?
No, I wasn't part of the research trip. On that one, it was just the directors, the producer, and heads of departments. I wasn't the head of a department. I had my own character, but I wasn't a department head. And the musicians went as well, or the composers, I should say, not musicians, composer. So what I'm doing now is I'm just going in and kind of lightening up, kind of reflected light.
What advice do you have for coloring in your characters or animals? I have done a couple of drawings, and the edges always end up looking pretty rough, like it doesn't flow well.
That's a good one. I start rough. Does it squirt ink? I don't know if this one squirts ink because it's down in a dark area. It's not. I don't think this lives in that upper 300 feet or 150 feet of the light zone. So I don't think this one needs to squirt ink. I always work rough and then go slowly towards the detail, and I think that's what you might want to think about as you're working. I'm going to start jumping over to my rougher brushes now. No, I guess I'm not. I'm going to go to a different brush. I'm going to go to my... There we go.
Ready for another question?
Sure.
Will you be doing any dragons for Smaugust? Apparently that is a thing.
Yes. Apparently it is a thing. I didn't know it was either.
You're going to do the thing?
I'm going to do the thing.
Do you have a favorite among the big cats, living or extinct? And which ones do you enjoy drawing the most?
I love drawing any of the spotted, all big cats. I love, obviously, lions. I love tigers. I love leopards. I love jaguars. I love them all. They're incredibly satisfying to draw and paint. Nick says it should squirt some kind of plasma goo. Interesting.
Of the creature?
Yes.
Yes, that's about right.
YouTube question. Hello, Aaron. Have you worked with animator John Pomeroy? If so, what is he like? John's a jerk. No, John's awesome. He's a very nice guy. He's up in Tennessee now. He does some stuff over at Lipscomb. He's also a painter. He's a great painter. He's a very, very cool guy. I worked with him when he was doing John Smith on Pocahontas. Poker and the Hiney. There. Would have been fun to spend this much time on this creature.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
but-
the
yeah.
in master class.
The master class, yeah. Anna asks, are those spots bioluminescent? Yes, they are. And they're going to glow when I get to that part. I'm just not there yet.
Some low-depth fish eject a bioluminescent liquid as an escape. The predator chases the light rather than the fish.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I think I knew that. I forgot all about it, though. I remember seeing that. When did I see that? Blue Planet, maybe?
Maybe.
You getting bored, Dustin? Huh? You getting bored?
I'm in deep thought.
Oh, I'm drawing on the wrong layer.
There you go.
Don't you love it when you do that?
Oh yeah, it's fantastic. Did you get to work on Hercules at all?
Nope. That question already came up. You son of a...
Well, this is for a latecomer that just asked it. So.
Yeah, no, just kidding. Hey, relax there, Dustin.
I am relaxed. Throw his chair across the office.
Relax, Dustin. And what the hell kind of name is that anyway?
I don't know. You gave it to me.
You know, my father, I know you know this story. My father wanted to name me Gallagher.
I can't imagine it you named as Gallagher.
I know, and hopefully, if there's somebody out there named Gallagher, I'm not making fun of your name. I just can't imagine myself named Gallagher. Because when I grew up, I know I remember we had a horse named Gallagher, and it turns out we named the horse Gallagher because he couldn't name me Gallagher.
It's like, I want to name him Gallagher, and Blaise like, no.
I want to go darker somewhere.
Are you going to see Phil Collins when he tours?
Well, he's coming to Tampa. We were talking about going to see him. And, man, I haven't seen him or talked to him in, since 2003. 16 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, since roughly when Brother Bear was just wrapping up.
Yeah.
Do you think he would still remember you?
Well, he'll remember me. Whether or not he wants to bring me backstage is another story.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you a really cool technique once I get to it. Is when creating the caustic, the light caustics. You do it with your the color dodge tool. It works really well.
Mm.
So here I'm trying to get some little details in here. How you doing, Dustin?
I'm good. New question just popped up. Are Dustin and Austin twins, or did you just want them to have similar names?
And actually, we didn't even want them to have similar names. We didn't think about it. Austin, my stepfather's named John Austin, and he was a big influence in my life. And I wanted to name my firstborn after John Austin. And Karen, my wife, she loved John just as much, and so she was in agreement. And so that's how Austin got her name. She was born, and she was a girl, so I didn't want to name her John. So we decided to name her Austin instead. And then Dustin, we just liked the name. I had a cousin named Dustin and always liked it. And once again, Karen liked the name Dustin, so we named him Dustin. But there was really no intent on making them rhyme. What was funny was it turned out to be Aaron and Karen and Austin and Dustin.
What was the other name that you were thinking of giving me while I was born?
I don't remember.
Wasn't it like Max?
Oh yeah, your mother had thought about Maximilian, but Teresa named theirs Max.
You should add a little scuba diver with a spear.
I think she talked about Indigo as well.
Indigo?
Yeah,
Oh, for a name?
for a name. I think she had talked about naming our first son Indigo, like Indigo Montoya.
Mm.
And I thought, maybe a
Indigo
little
Blaise.
might be a little over the top.
Into Blaise.
Indigo. Twitch question: what was your best happy accident moment while drawing, painting, directing? Well, in directing, there is no happy accidents. Everything is very, very much planned out.
And if there is
I
an
don't know.
accident, it's usually a bad one.
I don't. There's so few and far between. I can't remember what my happy accidents might have been. I don't get them very often because I'm either screwed it up or it's been very planned. So that's a hard one.
Oh, sorry.
Hey Aaron, have you ever seen a barrel-eye fish? You should check it out. It has a translucent skull so that it can see enemies coming from behind, above, and behind its head. Great reference for future art. I have seen it, and it looks completely otherworldly. It doesn't look real. They're bizarre looking. Go ahead, Dustin.
Do you think about shapes when you draw? Like, does that help with proportions?
Yes. I'm always thinking shape and how light falls on shape. And form, I should say. Nick says, I always just assumed you were lazy and didn't want to change too many letters. There's that too.
I work for Watford Football Club outside London part-time. It's the English
Yeah.
soccer. And Phil Collins phoned up once to order a shirt. When I first answered the phone, I thought it was a joke, but he is good friends with Elton, who used to own the football club. Just a little trivia there.
Yes, that's funny. I was putting in some new floors at my house when we were making Brother Bear, and Phil had written some new lyrics for us. And it was on the weekend, and my sister was at the house, and I was in the living room, putting the wood floors in. And so I asked her to answer the phone, and Phil was on the other line, and she's a huge Phil Collins fan, and she
She freaked out.
freaked out. Yeah, that was a better way of putting it than the way I was going to put it.
Aaron, it's Bill Collins.
It was pretty funny. It was always funny when we'd go out to lunch together, whether it was in LA or if we were in Europe or something like that. We'd go out to lunch and you can't sit down and have lunch with Phil Collins without, an entire restaurant freaking out. And so it was always part of our lunchtime madness. So therefore, a lot of times we would just have lunch privately brought to us. But there were times where we'd go out and we'd get a room in the back somewhere. But you couldn't walk through without someone seeing you.
Yep.
There we go. So we're getting somewhere with this. Just want to separate it out just a little bit more. What have we got now? I want.
I'm guessing you're going to be doing the glow soon.
Yeah, I'm going to do the glow soon. Do the glow soon.
Do the glow soon.
Want to
Aaron, do the glow.
Do the glow. Want a little bit of. Let's see. Whoa, what'd I do?
I have no idea.
It must be on a layer. Oh, there he is. That's that layer. All right, this is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to start hitting some highlights right on top.
Did you ever meet Lily Collins?
Yes. His daughter? I think, actually, no, I take that back. I met his son, his youngest son. And he was born when he was with us. I never met Lily. She's an actress, I believe, now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You should add some sort of animal to the photo, as it's soon to be prey to reference its size, as even a scuba diver would be cool.
Well, that's what these little marks here are. They're going to be like little bait fish things. When I get these bright kind of highlights, probably wouldn't be in here as much as I'm drawing them, but.
Hi Aaron, love all your artworks. What should I have to do to start a masterpiece like this? Rough shapes and sketches at first, then go through and to define the lines more and more?
Yes. I start out with rough shape. It's all about shape, and then just refine towards the details. You start with the broad, meaning the broadest shapes, and then you work towards the details.
I was asking Dustin, can you move the window with Aaron back to the right? The Facebook comments are right above his face when you go full screen.
Okay, I don't know that you had to read that out loud, but yeah, go ahead and move it.
I need the mouse though.
Oh, gotcha. Now I understand. It's over here.
It's right.
It's right here. It's right in front of me. It's right over here. It's way over here. You gotta bring it to the right.
I had the mouse upside down.
Yeah.
There we go. And right there. Alright. There you go.
Hey, there you go, buddy.
There you go, buddy.
I'm digging this creature. I'm digging it, man. Hey, man.
Hey, man. His head looks great.
Image.
You're
rotation.
great.
Let's see what it looks like rotated. We want to get some. Gotta get some action in here.
Some stuff.
Yeah.
when do you publish your first art book?
Publish?
Yeah. Where are you going to publish your first art book?
Very soon. Not sure when yet. We've got everything. We've got a lot of stuff to pull from. Just not sure. We've got a lot of other irons in the fire. So, but hopefully soon. Trust me, I want to get it out as much as anybody else, because I know you guys are. I keep getting requests for an art book all the time. Nick, we got to get an art book out. Have you ever been to the Himalayas? I've been close to the Himalayas. I've been to Kathmandu. I've been up in northeast India, into a town called Gangtok, which is up near Bhutan on the eastern side of the Himalayas. I've been to Nepal, like I said, Kathmandu, and I was supposed to go up to the base camp for Everest, but the weather wasn't cooperating, so we couldn't go. And so I'm glad we didn't, because that would you don't want to force those trips. They have so many plane crashes up there, and it's not happy.
Have you ever planned to visit Egypt?
Yes, I would love to at some point, just not sure when. Well, as close as I'm going to get to Egypt anytime soon is Kenya. That's about as close as I'm going to get. So I'll at least be on the African continent.
Shannon Crowley says, I'm a marine bio major and I love this.
Oh, cool. That makes me happy. Yeah, it's meant to have some kind of basis in reality, you know. I want it to at least feel like it could be viable. Let's do another layer over the top. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do next. I think what I'm going to do is put everything in a layer. Or in a folder, I should say. Copy the folder. And we're going to merge it. So I've got that. Now let's see what I want to do here.
Well, what's the next phases that you need to do?
Well, I want to give it a little bit of. I want to do the. I want to do the glow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's see here. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna go right about here, and I'm going to grab my air. Well, I'm going to grab my pastel brush. I'm going to set it to color dodge. Nick says the reason we moved it was so people could see the layers, which are now covered again. Maybe we can move the layers up above you. Oh. I'm not sure what's being said there. I'm going to put this around 25%, and just see what happens, how that looks. A YouTube question. Aaron, when I print my digital paintings, the image always looks darker than the original. Same for you? If not, do you know what I should do, what I should adjust? By the way, your membership is the best investment I ever made. Well, that makes me happy. one of the things that I do to avoid that, if you're using your own printer, is I print something out, and then I adjust my monitors, adjust my image on the screen to look like the print. I know that sounds backwards, but if I do it that way, I'm reverse engineering it. So then when I create an image the next time, when I print it, it looks exactly like the image that I've created. If that makes sense.
You're talking about the layers, like your camera's like directly in front of the layers. So what you could do is you can move the layer groups further up the side.
Huh?
The layers, your camera is blocking the layers. That
Oh, where I'm sitting?
Yeah, where you're sitting, or where the camera is sitting at. So you could.
Let's put it up here. No, I don't want it there. I'll do it there. Okay, here I'm using a soft round.
Will you paint some air bubbles, by the way?
Probably. Although a fish, they don't usually blow out air bubbles. Unless they're blowing up, I mean, like a fish going after something isn't blowing out air bubbles. But I probably will. So I'm trying to create the caustic light caustics.
Okay.
The characters. There we go. That feels pretty good. I can live with that. Just got to get some of those rays coming down.
I know you've traveled all around the world, but have you ever gone out to the sea and swam with or watched, studied marine animals, or have you just gone off pictures?
No, I've gone out in the ocean with marine animals, yes. One of the greatest adventures of my life is when I was lost at sea for 3 days. I was lost in the Gulf of Mexico with my father and my stepfather and my brother. For 3 days we were lost in the ocean. It wasn't a huge amount of time, but it was enough for us to really contemplate life a little bit. Hey Aaron, have you ever had an amazing animal moment while live drawing? Yeah, I've had some really cool ones. You know, bears coming very close to me. Lions got charged by an elephant. Now I was photographing when the elephant charged, but it was still a cool, scary moment, but it was cool.
Do you ever feel restricted by the software you use? I mean, are there some things you'd wish you could do that you're normally able to do by drawing with pencils and markers?
Not really. If that's the feeling, then I just go to pencils and markers. So I don't worry too much about that. So what I'm going to do now is try to really get these guys to glow.
The tips of his whiskers are going to glow too, right? Or
Yep. I'm not liking it. That I like. So as a result of that, what we're going to get nice kind of warm glow underneath. I'm going to set that to normal.
You talked about Glenn Keane helping you change your mind about animation. What did he tell you?
Just basically to stick with it, you know, because I was struggling with it so much, and he just really encouraged me to stick with it, and it was a really great kind of piece of advice that it was basically I had really gotten used to having things kind of come easy to me, and animation just wasn't coming easy to me, and he was the one that, you know, said, hey, you know, not everything's going to come easy, and you've got to learn to push through all that on something like that. So that's what I did, and it was a really great lesson. YouTube question here, Andrew, have you ever had an amazing animal? That was the same question. Did it again.
Here we go again.
So here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find this layer, I'm going to copy it, I'm going to pull it up here, put it on top.
Will Ronnie do more traditional media courses like watercolor? He's such an amazing artist.
Yes, probably. He's going to be doing some drawing stuff for us as well. Yes, yes, yes.
Hi, Aaron. Have you? How can I send you my recent artworks? I want you to have a look on them. Hope you like them.
Right now, I'm not accepting any artwork from anyone outside, only because I have a lot of people wanting to do that, so I'm not able to do it for anybody yet, right now. But we will in the future, and when we do, I'll let you know.
Can I send the artwork here on the page?
No. No. The answer is I'm not taking any right now.
he was asking that question like as you were answering the previous one.
Oh, gotcha. But we will be soon. We will be soon.
So it's going to be to the point of like, can I just get your address so I can drive to your place and show them to you myself?
All right. Patrick says, I just want to say thanks for having the master class. It was great. I learned a lot. Thank you, Patrick. I really had a blast. I really did. I really had a blast. I'm getting too much contrast in this thing. It's starting to get away from me a little bit. Hold on. There are some brighter areas that I want to hit, even though I'm getting too much contrast. I want to hit some of these suckers. I've got a perfect brush for all this too. I gotta show you this brush.
I gotta show you this brush, man. It's so cool.
It's so cool, man.
Isn't that cool, Jim?
This one.
When you say that you set the color to multiply or duplicate, what does that actually do? Does it add some sort of effect that using the color normally doesn't have?
Say that again?
When you say that you set the color to multiply or duplicate, duplicate, what does that actually do? Does it add some sort of effect that using the color normally doesn't have?
Yeah, it's actually multiplying with the colors below it. So it darkens and it richens. It makes great shadows. So here I'm just adding some texture in the water.
Was the reflection of the water made with the smudge color tool?
No. That was just done painting. I'm painting. Yeah, I'm going to do a layer on top. I'm going to set it to overlay. See what that does. Not too many bubbles. There we go. A little bit of texture there. Now we're gonna do a layer on top, set that to overlay, and I'm gonna go warmer with it, and I'm gonna grab my soft round, take it off here. We're going to do some light rays coming down through. Get some nice contrast in those tentacles to get them to pop a little bit. Almost looks like moonlight, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
There we go. Get a little brighter from the top. Go.
Yeah, that's a nice water texture.
Oops. Now I want to set this to filter and blur it.
Water it out.
Yeah, see if that does anything.
Is the light in the color dodge?
I just put it on color dodge. I'm experimenting right now, wanting to see. I'm gonna hit OK. Too much. Might have to just go darker overall with it, so that light really glows.
Oh, like the luminescent light.
The
light sources on.
bioluminescent light. I do
Sees
this.
light.
If I do this and do a fill.
Phil? Phil Collins? Phil?
I do this and add a layer here. Thanks. Juan says, thanks so much for having the back to school sale. I just signed up as a member. Yes. Thank you, man.
Sweet.
Sweet. So I'm going to fill that. Set it to multiply. See how dark we go? Now the glow shines better, but we're a little too dark, I think.
Just a tad.
But I want it to feel like it's nighttime, like we're down underwater.
Mm-hmm. Well, we are underwater.
Yeah, I know. Oh, yes, I know. What do you think? You can feel it.
Feel it. Try going like a tad darker. Right there.
Our underwater fish.
What do you call a fish with no eyes? A fish. A fish.
Twitch question: do you think we'll ever see a second renaissance of 2D feature animation in the West? I don't think we'll ever have it like we had in the 90s, but I do think the streaming platforms are really going to provide us with a lot of great stuff. So that's what I think.
Does the student discount apply to international students?
Yeah. If you're a student.
If you're a student anywhere.
Oh, I know. I see what I'm doing. I keep hitting the wrong. I'm such an idiot.
What are you doing?
I'm just an idiot.
What are you doing?
Being stupid. All right. Normal. Want these teeth to show up as silhouettes, dark against light. Aziz, light. May asks, May 10th, my 10 and 13-year-old are watching for the first time. What's this creature's name? Oh.
Squidward.
Squidward. This is Pokey glows a lot.
He glows a lot. I was thinking Bob.
Bob. Pokey glows a lot.
You can make the name Bob fit with anything.
Yeah, I know. There we go.
Will this picture be available as a print later? I feel like I need it in my life since I was there at its birth.
We can make it. We will make it available as a print. What do you think, Nick?
Nick, 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 Nick. Nick, 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 Birch.
I would really like to see what happens if you hide the sketch layer. It's going to go. Well, I blended it. I can't hide the sketch layer because it's all been merged. If I turn this off, if I turn all that off, that's what the old one looked like. And if I get rid of the sketch layer, which is down here, that's what it would look like right there. So, it would take quite a bit more work to get it to sit right. But that's where we are now on this. And I do want to have. I think I'll put it there. I want to have some nice little silver fish. Fishy, fishy, fishy fish. No.
How many layers do you normally end up with at the end of a drawing? And how do you separate your layers? By color or what part of painting it's on? Maybe some other way?
Usually it just gets to, I'm separating them by, I'm just experimenting with a layer to see what I might come up with. And I'll create a new layer just so I don't mess it up. But usually it's set up as a drawing layer, and then a local color layer. Shoot. And then I want these not to feel so, I want them to feel a little bit more action. Local color layer, then a highlight layer, then a reflected light layer, more shadow layers, and then I just start experimenting.
How many layers do you normally end up with?
There's 20, 25 layers usually, but there's usually about 10 that I have every time.
At minimum 10?
Yeah.
What would you say is the most layers you've ever used up?
I think I've had as many as 70 layers.
I'm guessing that's when you were working on the elves?
Yeah.
Because those ones you did a lot of, what is that technique they call it with the, where you burn in textures?
Photo bashing?
Photo bashing, that's it.
YouTube question. Aaron, you joined Disney back when they were still doing hand-drawn animation. Do you still recommend becoming a professional illustrator in the modern age? I'm not quite understanding how... I'm not understanding the question. Do you still recommend becoming a professional illustrator in the modern age? There's a lot of illustrators in the modern age. Are you asking if you should be doing digital in the modern age as opposed to traditional work? Because a lot of people still do traditional work as well. Not quite understanding the question. YouTube, Aaron, you joined Disney back when they were still doing hand-drawn animation. Do you still recommend becoming a professional illustrator in the modern age? Yeah, those are two unrelated questions. Yes, they were doing hand-drawn, and yes, you can be a professional illustrator in the modern age. So I'm just going to say yes to both. Nick says, I think they're asking if drawing is still important. Yes, drawing is still very important.
That's a lot of fish.
Oh yeah, eh?
That's a lot of fish there, bud. Are you gonna be like adding lighting and shadows and all that to the fish too?
Yep.
Or?
Yep. But you're gonna see how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it a little bit differently.
Oh, check.
Do a little bit of an experiment here.
We might break the record this time.
What, for length of time?
Yep.
What time is it?
4:02.
We've been at it for 2 hours? 3 hours?
3 hours.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because we started at 1.
Oh yeah. Wow. Well, we're just gonna hang out a little bit. You don't have anywhere to go?
Nope. Well, I was planning on doing some quick grocery shopping.
Yeah, but your day's not over yet. You're not off the clock yet, pal. Let me do this. I'm gonna hit the lock wall. I'm gonna double that up. Oh, I keep doing that. I'm going to double that up. Turn that one off. And I'm gonna hit this guy here. Get rid of that. Dark. Get up.
Did you already answer that one from Nick?
Danny on YouTube asks, were there any odd jobs you worked completely outside of the arts? Oh, my father was, I did lawn maintenance, and I did lawn renovation and resodded yards and all kinds of stuff. You know, actually, I want to see something really quick. Some of them are just going to be shadow. There we go. So I've got the layer locked, and I'm just playing with. So I want to try one thing right here. I'm not sure if it's going to work. I'm going to go to my, let's see, radial blur. And I want it to be a zoom. And I'm going to move it over to here. Let's see what happens. Well, that didn't work. Oh, I know why, because I have it locked. Z, let me try that again. Filter, blur.
Does Disney still do any hand-drawn animated movies, or is it all digital now?
It's all digital. No, there's no hand-drawn animation at all. Disney, unfortunately.
Can you talk a little bit about your time with Glenn Keane?
It was great. Glenn is an amazing. There we go. Glenn is an amazing teacher, mentor, instructor, all of that. He was always really, really great, and I'll always cherish the time that I had with him. He's extremely kind, and very patient. Ah, doggone it. Hold on. Unlike me. Come on. There we go. And I'm just gonna like indicate fish like this. One of the great things that Glenn would do for us is that he'd put us on sequences that weren't necessarily they were above our skill level, let's say. I know I handled a lot of sequences that were definitely above my skill level, but he would hold my hand. Basically, he'd help me through it, and by the end of it, I had really learned something, and that meant a lot to me to be able to do that. What the heck? Oh, I'm way off the thing here. There we go.
Way off course.
Get that right. Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out and talk at the same time. It's not working very well.
It happens. Have you thought about maybe doing a pet portrait for, say, a high-level Patreon donations? I personally can't afford to, but I could see people really loving to see you bring their pets to life with your art.
Probably not, only because I blurred all these guys out in here. I see what happened. I wouldn't be able to do enough of them, so probably not. Sorry, I'm just putting in my last little bits here.
It says, I think removing the fish from inside its mouth would look better. Right now it looks like it's spitting fish out.
Yeah, I agree. I was thinking the same thing. YouTube question: are you going to continue your art tip series or make a short course for painting and drawing water? Well, I do have a course on painting and drawing. I have videos on painting and drawing water. And let me see, here we go. But yeah. My Aaron's Art Tip series is still there. Where am I? Here we go. There we go. Oh, that's it right there. Do 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 do. There we go. That feels better. I like that suggestion. Whoever suggested it.
That was Lou Sensenbauer.
Hey, Sensenbauer. Nice work. There. Just quick.
Do you know do you know if Disney still brings animals into the studio for reference or takes trips to different parts of the world to get a feel for the environment? Or is that mainly for the heads of a film? I know they did several years ago.
It's mainly for the heads of the film. I mean, they'll bring animals into the studio, but as far as taking the trips go, it's usually for the studio or film heads. Just trying to get a little bit of feel for the light particles being lit up in the light here. So all of this, I'm going to take this, take another group, double that one up there. I'm going to merge the group again. And I'm going to lose some edges. I'm going to grab my brush here, go down to my leaves. Where the heck are all my leaves? There we are.
There, somewhere.
Right here. I want this brush because what it does is it allows me to lose edges really nicely.
Real nice.
Real nice like.
Real nice. And that's not a knife. Now that's a knife.
Just want to lose a few edges here. YouTube question: were your parents always supportive of your career choice? Yes, they were. Yeah, they always were. Twitch question: I've been working a full-time job at Adult Swim since graduation. Did you ever harbor feelings of insecurity when you were at an entry-level creative in the industry, or were you a whiz kid prodigy from your start? I'm doing my best to get better, but can't shake these thoughts of being a fraud. You'll always think you're a fraud. I still think I'm a fraud. I'm fooling all you guys. No, you're always going to have those feelings, unfortunately. But I think those are healthy. You're checking yourself, right? You want to make sure that you're staying on top of your game. Never think that you've made it, because as soon as you think you've made it, you're going to start losing your edge. Now, Now, what I'm not saying is compare yourself to people. Don't get hung up comparing yourself to everybody else. You know, you are you. That's your, just remember that. Here we go. I want to lose these edges here. But you're always going to feel insecure. Somewhat. I think a healthy artist always does. It's just part of who we are. You know, you can't help but feel secure when you're basically putting your heart and soul out there, right? You're putting your heart and soul out there, and you want people to like it. You know, you want people to love what you do. And it's sometimes it's scary.
Marburger says, I think Glenn Keane talked about that before, that he's feeling like someday someone finds out what he can't really draw.
That's exactly right. We used to talk about that all the time. Glenn will be the first one to say it. Yeah, it was always kind of funny.
He also wrote, I think this is a new record for an Aaron Blaise live stream.
Yeah, it is.
This past weekend I saw Lion King with the glasses. It was visually stunning.
Cool. That's really cool. I'm gonna try something. Yeah, this one's. I'm not gonna stop until I'm done with this one. I want this to be right.
Just watch. You think we're gonna have it right, and then we're gonna end the stream, and then next thing you know, we're gonna be, oh wait a minute, there's that detail right there.
There we go. I just want to get a little bit of light against dark here. So I'm going lighter on the. I want to go dry brush just to break up the edges a little bit.
If you ever try your Wacom get broken, if you're, let me try to translate this.
If I try to read a little bit,
it's sometimes really difficult to read what these people write sometimes. But basically, if your Wacom that you're testing or you're owning gets either broken or gets too old, is there any insurance on it towards the website? Like, does the Wacom products get insured?
No. I'm sure there's a warranty or something on it, but they don't.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they don't get insured. I thought I created another layer and I didn't. Got it. Oh well, I'm just gonna live with it. So there we go. There's our creature. I'm just gonna call it. That was kind of fun, hey?
Yeah.
Hey?
I liked it. It came out real nice. Like, show what the one
The original?
yesterday. Yeah, the original looked like.
There's something about the original I still like. Here's the original. There's a simplicity to the design that hung in there. This one's not bad though. Nick says it looks really good zoomed in. Where we go? Zoom. We're gonna zoom, 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 zoom. We're gonna zoom, 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 zoom.
How old is your Wacom?
This one's less than a year old. This one here.
Yeah, that one's relatively
Pretty new. We tend to purchase new ones when they come out. We're kind of Wacom crazy.
Well, you are.
I'm gonna do one more thing. Get a little dark.
Does the Cintiq come with the Apple system, or do you have to install it?
No, Cintiq is just a monitor. You have to hook it up to the computer.
Yeah, the one that Dad's currently using, the 32-inch Cintiq Pro, is just a monitor that you can draw on. You can trace your pen on, but there are portable versions. They used to be called Cintiq Companions, but they're now Cintiq Mobile Pros.
Yeah.
And those ones they have an OS built into them. Those are usually Windows. So
I'm just giving it a little light from the top and a little dark on the bottom. There is a warranty if you buy it direct from Wacom, but it lasts about 1 to 2 years. You can often get third-party insurance as well. Like for instance, AT&T offers that. So there you go. So here's our little creature. Bobbidi-bing-a-doo.
Did you cry when Mufasa died in the new version? I feel I missed how dramatic that scene was in the original.
Well, we made the first one, so I knew it was coming, and I'd seen it.
I'm sure you've seen it way too many times.
What am I doing? I keep grabbing the wrong. There we go. There it is. There it is. There you have it.
There she blows. 'And that is the way the cookie crumbles.
Oh, oh,
Image.
oh, oh, oh.
Taking a little bit of time to flip it.
Mm. It is a big file.
And it is. Yeah, there should be some blur on him as well, on the creature, but I didn't do that before I merged it. So we're just going to have to live with it. But there it is. Let me blow that up. I'll reverse it back. There we go. So I had a great time with you guys today. Let's just review. We've got our sale, our back to school sale going on right now. And so go check that out at creatureartteacher.com. There's all kinds of great deals that we have going on. And you can, if you're a student or a teacher, you can get up to 50% off on our streaming or membership options. So go check it out. That's a really good deal. And also remember that I've got a Procreate channel now. And our Patreon, not Procreate. Too many P's. Patreon. I've got a Patreon channel now, a page, and I would really love your support. It really helps us out. It enables us to get out there and create more content for you guys. So if you go to patreon.com/AaronBlaiseArt, you'll find our page, and we would really love the support there. And remember also, I've got my Photoshop brushes, brand new set of Photoshop brushes that are available. And it's all I used a lot of them on this painting today, and then also I've got in pre-order I've got my perspective course, linear perspective, and that's going to be coming out in August 16th, I believe it is. We're hitting that deadline, and then also I'm working on a brand new course on creating magical creatures. So imaginary, fantasy, all that kind of stuff. We're going to do a whole series on that type of thing, on what I think about during that creature creation. The first volume is going to be from the forest. So Dustin and I are going to be heading out into the swamps, gathering a whole bunch of material. We're going to have the cameras right there with us, and you're going to see what we do there. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed today. I had a blast. I'm a little bit tired. I'm hungry now. I gotta go get something to eat.
Yeah,
this was our long one. It was almost 3.5 hours. I feel like I should have got more done in 3.5 hours. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go out, put some beauty back into the world. Be nice to somebody. Put your shopping cart away. Don't be lazy. Put your shopping cart away. People who put their shopping carts away tend to be the people that reach their goals. Put it that way. Okay? So put your shopping cart away, put some beauty back into the world, be nice to somebody, and I will talk to you on Thursday. We will be back. So Dustin?
Right. See you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Glad you guys enjoyed this. Hope you guys enjoy future ones as well. And until next time, Cowboy Bebop. Later, guys.